the same thing.
Yeah, all right. So I don't think I agree with your point actually about civil democracy, right? So, but then there are also perspectives like maybe the benevolent dictators you're talking about. I don't think a military government per se fits into that role. Um, there is to an extent, I think I don't know if you've heard of like this Burkina Faso leader, the trending that's been trending a lot in Pan-Africanism,
Sorry?
travel, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I think he for some Pan-Africanists, he mirrors a close image of what they expect a benevolent dictator to do, in the sense that he took power away from some corrupt elites. And according to some folks as well, they're at least seeing much more stability and the dividends of democracy as compared to when there was a democratic leader.
So my question is,
elected. And
what
then
are
also,
the results been in Burkina Faso?
well, obviously things could be better, but at least I think for the bulk of people that support him, they feel like there is still a lot of upward momentum that they are still seeing.
But
Right.
like
And they also feel like he's also facing a lot of pushback as well from Western leaders as well because of the fact that they were
excuses. This is all I hear.
yeah.
I have an issue with Pan Africanists because they are mostly ideological and almost never pragmatic, honestly. Like, so what is the end goal of the Pan African
The
nation?
whole point is that democracy has failed in Africa or is failing in Africa. And you
Because
cannot keep on repeating the cycle of voting in selfish leaders who go in there to do their own bidding.
okay,
So what Africa needs, according to them, are benevolent dictators like Sangari. They feel like Traore is like the reincarnation, the quote of Sangari, right? Sangari took over and he made a lot of reforms, both for in terms of like the economic model of the country, or they were pivoting towards socialism, right? And then he also made a lot of reforms culturally as well for women's rights and the like.
The thing
Right. So, but if you like, if it's obviously like, you can't really tell who will be the benevolent dictator. It's hard to tell before they get into power. But if you're able to, by some chance, get one in, that will be able to set the country on the right path.
I just agree. And the reason is the evidence points otherwise. We've had those people. I feel like that's what some of the Pan-Africans are forgetting. What happened post 1966? We have mostly military leaders all across West Africa, Central Africa. It was probably late 90s that started saying we turn to democracy. So we've had them. If they were good, we would have gone back to democracy.
Yeah.
Like when Abacha died,
Well,
imagine
there's
the jubilation of the street.
Sure, nobody categorize Abacha as a benevolent.
But
But then there's a
because
place where,
we've seen attempts at having that. Buhari tried,
yeah,
Murtala tried, Gowon tried, Obasanjo tried as the military president. They all failed.
yeah, but then there's like the case of first things first, Western pressure against any sort of dictatorship, whether it's benevolent or not. They put sanctions on those countries, which obviously, whether or not they are
Jesus.
performing,
Yes.
and secondly as well, um, you know, the bulk of the military leaders that we've had in those schools previously, even attempted to do as well, they have been also it's still the same. They don't qualify as benevolent dictators. Benevolent dictators, according to them, will be people like Xi Jinping, people like this El Salvador current ruler, what is it, Nayib Bukele. Nayib Bukele. Yeah, he may qualify according to them. Those are the kind of people that qualify as benevolent dictators because they put in. I mean, you can't dispute the fact actually, right? At least for Nayib, I don't know, yeah. For Nayib, he came in. El Salvador was like the worst country in terms of murder rates in the world. And he came in, cleaned up the entire, exactly, cleaned up the gas. He carried out a lot of authoritarian actions in the process, but the results are there to speak for themselves. So when you see things like that happen, it's obviously it's credence to some of what they will say. But then that's an argument for another day.